NRL Sport Bar TV.
It doesn't matter if you do it in a man cave, in your van, on your couch, with a painted face. Whatever it is, just get behind your team.
Newcastle.
Go the Knights!
Go Barra.
With your favourite cold one in your hand. Our passion, our game, our beer. Tui's new, for the love of footy.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming,
basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
No, they're not going to turn the music off, are they?
We just beheld the minute silence. Could everyone stand for the minute silence for Sunshine Coast Falcon player James Ackerman, who unfortunately passed away last weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hello and welcome to this round 8 clash in the real NRL here in Newcastle. It's great to have your company. Maitland taking on Central Newcastle. 6th place taking on 8 today. I'll just go through the team lineups before we kick off. For Maitland, at fullback is Matt Soper-Lawler. On the wings, Elliot Jennings and Cade Hardy. In the centres, Lincoln Smith and Dan Randall. In the halves, it's Steve Waitford and Luke Clydesdale. In the front row, Pat Robards and Dion Briggs. At hooker, Jared Smith. And in the back row, Billy Towers, Jaden Rosberg and PJ Ellis. On the bench, Reece Chappell, Callan Edwards, Tyler Carter and Bryce Jones. For Central, at fullback, Tim Penny. On the wings, Josh Nielsen and Cale Bowen. In the centres, Dan Durston and Dane Bamblett. In the halves, Ethan Cook and Chris Marlborough. In the front row, Jerome Wilson and Cruz Wilson, the brothers. At hooker, Jace Delaney. And we're underway in this one. I'll just continue to run through the remainder of the lineup. In the back row for Central, Josh Allison, Rowan Kelly and Matt Baker. And on the bench, Terry Collins, Dean McBain, Mitchell Cook and Brendan Menzies. And joining me in commentary today is Brendan, and it's great to be here today up here at Maitland for this round 8 clash, which is so important for both these two sides, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. I think the big thing we were worried about was that no footy was even going to be played today or tomorrow, but no, a lot of the rain stayed away. So looking forward to a good clash.
Well, here's Maitland. Is an early error going forward with Waitford. He's just dropped the ball, and Central now are going to have a chance to go on the attack. They've got the scrum just their own side of halfway. Our referee this afternoon, Tom Aylett. And we're just ticking over the first minute. Not a great start, that, from Maitland.
No, it's not. We saw last week Central got off to a good start, but they dropped away at the end of the match. So Maitland really be looking to get on top early.
This is Delaney going wide across to Cook now and taking it down the right-hand side is Bamblett. And Bamblett's almost through there. He's taken just 39 metres away from the Maitland goal line. In at dummy half was a winger on that side, Bowen. And now getting the ball away to Wilson, who takes it forward. Cruz Wilson, he was playing in the back row last game, and we've got a knock on in the play of the ball. So a really poor start to this game from both sides. Cruz Wilson and Steve Waitford, both players having a poor start and a couple of errors, Brendan.
Yeah, Ben, look, I know it's slippery. Like I said, there was a lot of rain on Thursday night, 56 centimetres in Merriweather at Townsend Oval in just 1 hour. So there was a lot of rain over the last couple of days, but no, sun's out today. It's definitely moist on top, though.
The scrum about to be fed, and across it comes to the right now, so Maitland will see what they can do. Another almost just poking his nose through there who's come onto the ground is Callan Edwards. He's starting for Maitland in the centres for Lincoln Smith. As this time, just over the halfway now, Maitland. So they'll have good field position by the end of this set, that run from Dion Briggs, and now it's away to PJ Ellis.
Yeah, so Ben, you mentioned Cal Edwards coming off the bench and straight into the centre. It looks like Lincoln Smith's gone back to the bench just to kind of play that second row role that he knows.
Across to the left it goes with Rosberg now. And then at dummy half is Jared Smith. Across to the right now he finds Waitford. And Waitford puts it high up in the air, getting under it and taking... Well, it's gone backwards and Maitland might have gone over here. The fullback, Soper Lawler's gone over. And Tom Eilert's going to point to the spot. An opportunistic try. Josh Nielsen went up, spilt the ball, and Soper Lawler goes over for his third try of the season for Maitland.
Yeah, look, Matt Super Lawler, he's another one of these young guys coming through the ranks up here in the Maitland, and he's doing very, very well, having a great breakout season. Look, you know, that high ball went straight up. It was the first chance for the guys at the back for Central to do something there, but unfortunately he's coughed it up, and Maitland under the posts.
Well, unlike Central, Maitland only have the one goal kicker, Cade Hardy, and he's kicked 21 goals this season, and he's looking for his 22nd, probably one of his easier attempts for the season, right between the sticks. A try from Soper Lawler as the bomb went up. It was a good bomb from Waitford, and in the end, Nielsen just couldn't control it.
Yeah, and no doubt the boys will be telling themselves to get back up for this as it goes over. And
very short run up he's got on that goal kicking stance, does Hardy.
Yeah, does the job though.
That's right. That's all you want. Put it between the sticks, and Maitland have a 6-0 lead now over Central.
So it'll be interesting to see, Ben, whether or not they keep going to the air. It was really the only first chance up in the air there.
Well, it was the first set where no one made a mistake from both sides. So the first completed set, and Maitland go over is bringing it forward is Pat Robards up towards the 20-metre line for Maitland, and a good run back off the kickoff.
He's another one of those good young guys coming through the ranks, Pat Robards. Look at him with the, what do you call that, some sort of man bun.
We've got another error, have we, or is it going to be a penalty? So it's a penalty to Central.
No, Tommy Aylett, he won't let the
Sorry
guy...
to Maitland, I should say, not the Central.
No, you're right. Yeah, Tommy Aylett, he won't. He's very particular around the ruck, so he wants to see the boys get up nice and fast and keep this game flowing.
So just over 5 minutes gone here at Maitland on Bar TV. The Pickers leading by 6 points to 0 over Central and charging it forward. It's a good run from Maitland. They just go over the halfway line there from Rosberg. Smith now to Robards, now bringing it wide for Ellis.
Just on that there, Ben, you'll see Robards doing that. He was playing at first receiver before and then offloading and looking to do the same again.
Well, Robards, he's got very good balls. So it's his Soper Lawler taking it to the line again. He's already gone over in the opening 5 minutes. He's got a bit of the Jared Croker look with that wide headgear as it comes across to the left now with Hardy, and now on to Towers, who's spilt the ball, and coming up with it is Matt Baker for Central.
Yeah, similar to Croker, definitely got a few inches on Croker and definitely has a lot wider legs as well.
And now bringing it out of dummy half is Nielsen. Not his best run, only makes 5 metres. Delaney goes in at dummy half for Central.
Yeah, I was interested to see whether or not Penny was going to jump into that hooking role and get out of dummy half early on, but that's certainly what he did last week. Doesn't look like it's the case this week, though.
He did do a lot of that, did Tim Penny. Got to getting out of dummy half in his own half, but Delaney now across to the right and charging it forward. A really nice run that from Allison in the number 11. Not Allison, it was Baker in the number 13. Bomb up high, getting under it is Soper Lawler. He does well and takes it nicely. He was attacked. Legs were attacked, and the penalty goes Maitland's way. tackled in the air, and they'll kick for touch and try and get up the ground and put Central under some more pressure.
Well, right there, you've got the difference between the two squads at the moment. The Sopalala had a chance to take that ball comfortably, and even with a lot of the pressure from Central, he was still able to keep hold of it, as opposed to Nielsen at the other end.
Yeah, that's right, and they're up 35 out from their own goal line. The tap taken by Randall, and bringing it forward is Billy Towers, just 5 metres short of halfway. Smith in at dummy half goes across to the left, and Briggs takes it forward up towards the halfway line. Still not over halfway, Maitland. And Smith again across to the left, and from Clydesdale getting the ball away to Rosberg, and Rosberg's taken just 45 away from the Central goal line.
I'm just noticing how green the pitch is. He's almost made a half break there. Waitford, the captain, but no, he's called play on.
Clydesdale now goes short away to Rosberg, and Rosberg throws the ball out the back, and it's been taken over there by Central, and has Bamblett knocked it on as well? It looks like he may have, and Maitland have come back up with the ball. So
what's going on there, Ben?
Well, Maitland didn't make the mistake. They threw the ball out the back. Bamblett came out of nowhere. He's going out of dummy half as Ellis across to the left for Clydesdale, and getting it on over in the corner was Elliot Jennings. And as Brendan said, the touchies flag's gone up on that far side. And Central get away with that one after Bamblett did well to get the intercept. And then he spilt the ball and put his side under a bit of pressure, but they've done well out wide.
Oh, absolutely. Rowan Kelly would have been furious if they'd scored over there in the corner after what looked like a great position to be in, getting the ball back after that little knock-on from Maitland. But then threw a ball. It was a zero tackle. He tried to force the ball, and Maitland came up with it and almost made them pay by scoring the try. But no, look, they've got the scrum. They've got to try and work their way back up around about 90 metres now.
And someone needs to put the corner post back up because it's still bent over on the side. So lucky that rule isn't still in play, Brendan. They've changed the rule.
Yeah, in saying that, Ben, it's actually, I think it's one of the best new rules. They're always talking about rugby league and not changing rules, and the game's good the way it is and blah, blah, blah. But I tell you what, that's one of those new rules that's made the game a lot more exciting. You know, you see the athleticism of some of these guys out wide in the NRL and here in the real NRL when they don't have that corner post getting in the way, and it makes it a lot easier as well for the touchies.
Well, it was a really silly rule in the end because having that corner post being out, because when you go over the line, usually it's not out. So it was a good move from the NRL to make that decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've just noticed as well, one of the things last week and the last few weeks, even though Central haven't been able to get the victories, their kick chase has been really, really great. And once again, they've started off. They're really not allowing Maitland any easy yards. Oh, and he's coughed it up. All coming from that pressure, as I was saying, Ben.
So Central now a chance to go on the attack. Just been spilled cold. Really no one around him. And scrum feed for the Butcher Boys. They're down by 6 points to 0 as we approach the 10-minute mark. It's been a tough season for them so far, Brendan, but they'll look to get it back on track today. They desperately need a win.
Yeah, look, they're only 6 points down. Like I said, they had to go 90 metres. Well, they didn't go 90 metres, but they went almost. And now look at them. They've got the ball right in some of the best position they've had so far. Let's see what they can do.
Chris Marlborough was good off the bench last week. He fed the scrum, but Tom Eilert wants it taken again. Jace Delaney in at lock. It's interesting in rugby league how the scrums matter so little that you can put anyone in the scrum wherever they want. The hooker's not in the middle anymore. He's at the back playing at lock. Good passing skills, and that's what you need in that position. But we've got a penalty. Cruz Wilson winning the penalty for his side.
Look, they're getting a lot of ball here. Oh, no, he's not quite ready there. Penny looks up. Now he goes.
And now it's away to Jerome Wilson, Cruz Wilson's brother, and he takes it within 10 metres of the goal line. Delaney in at dummy half, so here's Central's chance. This time he dummies to Cruz Wilson. He throws it out the back. He was looking for Baker, but Baker was nowhere near it in the end, and Central have thrown that chance literally away.
Yeah, that's a waste. Look, that ball should have either landed on its mark or there should have been somebody else backing up to jump on top of that ball. Just no desperation at all from Central.
Well, there's a good run from Hardy. Cross to the left now from Waitford, and then taking it forward, it looks like it's PJ Ellis over there. Journeyman, he's played in plenty of positions. Smith now back to Waitford. Waitford wide and a good step here. Oh, good run there from Towers. He put a little stink and step and almost got through. So they're just into Central's half now. Across to the left now. Waitford getting the ball on to Clydesdale, who dummies and steps. Any relation to Adam Clydesdale that plays for the Knights?
I'm not exactly sure, actually, Ben. You've got me there. But, look, I'm sure everybody's linked somehow.
Yeah, well, it's I wouldn't say it's a common name. There's a high shot on Penny, and Eilert actually wasn't looking. He was looking in another direction. As into dummy half goes. It's not Cruz Wilson. Has a similar haircut over there.
Ben, I think you'll find that actually came up off the ball. The touchy, she was in a great position there, and she's said to him that it bounced up off the ball.
So Delaney now out of dummy half across to the right. A good run back there from Jerome Wilson. He gets the offload to Delaney now for Cruz Wilson. And Wilson takes it up over the 30-metre line. So a good little play there from Central. A good offload. Here's Ethan Cook taking it to the line, dummying and stepping and getting it up towards halfway now. Tim Penny in at dummy half. Gets the ball back to Marlborough. Pumps it downfield. Soper Lawler. A little bit of an error, but it goes backwards and saves the day there. And he slips over and then gets absolutely hammered by Marlborough. That would not have felt good at all.
Well, it was the knees, actually. It certainly wasn't deliberate or malicious in intent, but as he slid into his knees there. But look at him. He's in it. He's ready for dummy half, ready to pass it off again.
Cross to the left now. Maitland bringing it up over the 20-metre line. Smith in at dummy half after that run from Hardy. Clydesdale across to the left. Cutting back on the inside, making his first appearance for the season. Cal Edwards in a little bit of push and shove, and the penalty goes Maitland's way. So a bit of ill discipline, I should say, from Central.
Oh, look, I think he looked to strip it one-on-one, but the problem with that is, there's been a bit of talk there. Look, come on, Central, they've got to settle down here. They're in good positions. They don't want to let this throw away. But no, what ended up happening there, Ben, was you had two men in the tackle initially, and one of those men dropped off, and he continued on with a one-man strip. But no, that's not counted.
Well, Edwards with the tap. It's away now to Robards, and Robards charges it forward. Great run from Pat Robards. He's only 20 metres away. He was met there by the Wilson brothers. Now it's with Ellis, and Ellis takes it within 10 metres of the goal line. They're in the middle of the park here, Maitland. Smith, a little bit of push, and it's going to be... Have they called it a knock-on?
Knock-on. He said he's lost it there.
Well, another error from both these sides, just struggling. They're down the bottom of the ladder, and they're both struggling to create pressure on the opposition goal line.
Well, you're right, Ben, but they're actually failing to apply pressure within that last quarter of the field. They just, once they hit that 20-metre line of each other's goal line, they just can't get that ball over, apart from that try with the fumble from the high kick.
And there wasn't really anything they could do to stuff that one up, really.
No,
it was just a
right.
catch and put it down.
That's true. So, no, look, it's it's end-to-end, that's for sure. But, no, I think both coaches will be pretty disappointed with the how clinical they're being.
Well, we know Central last week, they took it to Cessnock, and they're up the top of the ladder, and in the end, they were beaten by 14. Here's a penalty. That'll help Central. But Central really took it to Cessnock last week. In the end, a try in the last minute and blew out the score a little bit, but it was 24-16 for a majority of the second half. And Central just made a few errors down the Cessnock end, and if not, they would have really gotten themselves back into the game and could have created a big upset as Bamblett goes for a run.
Absolutely, Ben. Look, I think that was a great kick there for Central. We discussed this last week, the fact that some of these clubs aren't actually taking advantage of a penalty and finding the sideline. But look, they're in great position here. Here we go.
Here's Delaney getting the ball away to McBain out the back. A short ball away to Rowan Kelly, who takes it to within 15 metres of the goal line. A great run there from Rowan Kelly in the middle of the park. Plays it away to Delaney. Delaney to Marlborough. Now wide to Cook. Cook throws a cutout ball now to Bamblett. Bamblett stepping off his right, and he's taken just 10 metres away from the Maitland goal line. In at dummy half is Allison, getting the ball away to Cook. Cook is stepping. He's just stepping. Ethan Cook, he's almost there.
So close.
He was only half a metre away. Delaney gets the short ball away, and it's been spilt again by Central. And it's going to be a scrum feed to Maitland, loose head and feed, 10 metres from their own goal line. It looks so promising, Brendan, and they've spilt it just with the line gaping.
Yeah, once again, Ben, it's just that last pass. They're getting him right into that last minute of the just before the goal line, and either the balls are too flat or they're just not getting over across that vantage line. So look, a few guys are taking a bit of a breather, but it looks like Sopalola's down there, the fullback. He's got his headgear off, but I'm pretty sure that's him down there. Look, I think whichever team's able to actually hold the ball and convert some of this possession and pressure is going to be the team that's going to run away with it. They've all had plenty of chances as we stop the clock here. I think Sopalola's in a bit of trouble, actually.
Yeah, Sopalola's just there. So
you're right.
I think it must be the number. Is it Billy Towers that's down?
Yeah,
there's a one in the because there's 12 and 13 just there. So it is Billy Towers that is on the deck.
Okay.
And he's in a lot of pain, so he hasn't got back up. But Central, I think Central were just too close to the line there. There's times when you're just too close to the goal line, and on that occasion they were too close. Maitland got up and shut down the opportunity.
Yeah, and it looked like that was Luke Clydesdale, actually, the halfback.
So it is, yeah. Well, we still.
But he's packing the scrum.
So, yeah. We'll try and check who that injury was too. But Maitland, Brendan thinks it was Clydesdale, and it's going to be a loose head and feed to Maitland. No, it's going to be Central's feed. So they're saying Maitland have touched the ball. Delaney now gets the ball to Marlborough. Marlborough on to Durston, and Durston takes it to within 10 metres of the goal line. So that pass was knocked down by Maitland. That's what Tom Eilert said. Tim Penny out of dummy half gets the ball away to Marlborough. Marlborough goes short away to McBain, and McBain's just 5 metres away, taken at the to the right of the post. Delaney turns it back for Jerome Wilson. He's very, very close, Jerome Wilson. He's only a metre away. Delaney in the same position as before. He goes back to Cook. Cook dummies. Cook steps. He's almost there, but Maitland's defence is wonderful. In at dummy half. Delaney's not gone into dummy half here. It's Allison that's gone into dummy half, and we've got another injury here. It's Briggs that's down. And Eilert's called time off just to have a little bit of a wait to see if Briggs is all right. But Ethan Cook dummied and stepped and went ridiculously close to going over. And in the process, Briggs has hurt himself. So just over 17, almost 18 minutes gone. Maitland leading Central by 6 points to 0. Another break for the injury. Briggs just hopping up now and looks to be all right. So Ethan Cook ready to play the ball. Only a metre away on that far or right-hand side of the field. Bring it back now for the play the ball. And it's been spilt by Central, and it's going to be another scrum feed, this time to Maitland. 15 out from their own goal line, and they dodge another bullet. There was wonderful defence there from the Pickers. They did really, really well. And now it is going to be their scrum feed just 15 metres out from their own goal line.
All right, guys, let's go. Heads in, PJ. Find him, go. Get him.
Ball played. It's a bit messy. Ellis has to go back after it. And he's taken... great defence here from Central. They're only 5 metres from their own goal line. In the end, Maitland. Sopalala out of dummy half. A good run from him. He makes 10 metres up to 15 away from his own goal line. Smith out of dummy half. Another good run. So some cheap metres here for Maitland after they were under pressure on their own goal line. Cook getting the ball away to Robards. And Robards takes it up over the 30. Smith gets the ball away to Ellis. Ellis up to the 40, so they've got themselves out of the danger zone. Smith getting the ball for the kick. Downfield, Tim Penny fields it just outside his own 20 and gets it back over the 30 and almost to the 40. Robards was there in turn with Rosberg, and he did well, Pat Robards. He's still down. He looks to be all right, and bring it forward now for the Butcher Boys. It's Cale Bowen. Bowen over the halfway line. He just kept going and going, did Bowen. Delaney getting the ball away to Marlborough. Marlborough turning it back for the captain, Kelly, who goes up over the 40-metre line. So Central into the attacking zone now. Across to the right. It went from McBain and on to Cruz Wilson. And Wilson's just 30 metres away where he's put down. Cook across to the right-hand side. He dummies again, Ethan Cook. They weren't falling for any dummies this time. And a great hit there from Maitland and Rosberg. A little chip kick downfield and taking it in the end goal. It's going to be a goal line dropout for the Pickers. Great little chip kick over the top, and Central now a chance to build some pressure on the Maitland goal line.
Yeah, look, I think that, like I said, they need to convert. Ron Kelly will be out there in everybody's ear telling them, come on, boys, let's get over this white line.
Well, a couple of games before Central played, they didn't score any points against Western Suburbs, so they've struggled with the attack in the last couple of games. Only the 16 points in the last 2 games. Although before then they got 18 in a big win over Curry, which was their first of the season. But here they come into the 20-metre line of Maitland, getting the ball wide now and stepping. A good run there from Durston. In at dummy half is Nielsen, just a metre in from the touchline. Penny, the ball away to Marlborough. Cook now, dummies again. Now he throws a double pump over the top. Bamblett steps inside and he runs it under the post as Dane Bamblett. And Central have converted the pressure. And it's 6-4 to Maitland with a kick to come. Soon to be 6-all, and the Butcher Boys are back in the game, Brendan.
Ben, this is setting up to be an absolute cracker. It's been end to end, that's for sure. And like I said, whichever side was going to be the one that was going to hold the ball was going to be the one that's going to be able to pull away. And I think if Central get a bit of a roll on, Maitland at home could be in trouble here. I know that the likes of PJ Ellis and some of the other stalwarts in Maitland won't be letting that happen. But this young side in Central, if they get a roll on, they got some quick outside backs.
It was a great ball from Cook. He's taking the ball up throughout this game in Maitland's attacking, their attacking 20 for Central, and he's dummied all of the previous occasions he's been down there. This time he dummied and double pumped, gave the ball to Bamblett, and the Maitland defence just converged on him, and there was no one out wide to stop Bamblett on his run, and he was able to run it round in between the posts, and Marlborough puts it between the sticks for his 6th conversion of the season. And it's now 6-all, so all locked up here at Maitland. And as you said, Brendan, this is set up for a real cracker of a contest.
Yeah, look, Maitland just needs to do exactly what Central just did. They just need to hold on to the ball. When it comes down to that last play, they need to convert.
So Maitland will be kicking off. Just grabbing the ball is their winger, Cade Hardy, their goal kicker. Put one between the sticks. Of course, using those new kicking tees, the one that Pat Richards brought to fame with those torpedo dropouts, and bring it back, those torpedo kickoffs, I should say. Jerome Wilson up over the 10-metre line. A good run back there from him. Delaney now across to the left and gets the ball to Allison. And Allison, a really good run. He just kept the arms and the legs pumping. Delaney, short now away. And bringing it forward is McBain up towards the 40-metre line. So Central's forwards making very nice metres up the ground. Delaney this time takes a run at a dummy half. He goes up over halfway. And Tim Penny still wearing the head bandage. He got that injury late in the game against Cessnock last week. So obviously still feeling the effects of a cut to the head.
Yeah, he's not the only one, Ben. There's a lot of changes as you was going through the squads. As the kick goes high, Sapalola, he's been very, very safe all day today. No, but like you said, there's a lot of changes going on at Central this game. Pretty much a whole new bench, and a lot of the second graders have come up the grades, making it, like I said, an even more younger side than usual.
Well, it's their Terry Collins, Mitch Cook and Brendan Menzies, all their first games of the year, as well as Matt Baker, who's the number 13. Another penalty goes to Maitland.
Coach Killer. They're third or fourth tackle there, and just...
And they're only 30 out from their own goal line there, Maitland.
Yeah, it's like I said, Aylett, he'll blow those ruck penalties all day. He likes a clean ball in that ruck.
Another good touch finder. They're only 40 metres out from the Central goal line. And the tap's taken just on this near side by Randall. Not yet, maybe. Aylett
Premature tap.
And gets the ball away to Towers. Towers up towards the 30-metre line for Maitland. So right down Central's end they'll be at the end of this set. Ellis, dummies and steps, and dummy to go short, but they're only 25 away now, Maitland.
Oh, Ben, look, a couple of weeks ago I was covering the live game at Macquarie when Maitland was playing there, and PJ Ellis, dead set, carried that squad over the line. He basically single-handedly beat the Macquarie guys who let that one slip away. Like we were saying, he's a stalwart, PJ, but still running around and can still play any position out there.
Well, we should also talk about the match that these two played in round one. Central ahead going to the last minutes, and then Maitland stole it for the final play of the game. Although there was a kick-off, so Central had a chance to win it, but Maitland got the job done late, 22 points to 20 in round one, and that really was a heartbreaker for Central.
No, you're right there, but that was a bit of a poor kick there from the Pickers. Once again, getting to that last moment and then just failing up.
So it's going to be a 20-metre restart, so 7 tackles going the way of Central. Kick forward towards Nielsen. And Nielsen takes the tap, runs it back, and gets it almost up to the 30-metre line for Central. In at dummy half, and going for a run himself is Durston. Gets it up to almost to about 35 out from his own goal line. Delaney now gets the ball to McBain. McBain goes wide, and a good run there again from Central. This time Delaney to Cook and onto Wilson. And Wilson, great run from Cruz. Wilson gets it up over the halfway line there. Well into to Maitland's half now. Cook goes short away to Rowan Kelly. Rowan Kelly's gone straight through. He steps back on the inside.
Back for years.
He looked for support and he just couldn't find anyone. Delaney now. He steps, goes to the open and then back to the blind and now to the open. And Ethan Cook has spilt it. Well, another chance for Central goes begging. They had Maitland backtracking, and they just couldn't take any. They just couldn't take the opportunity.
Oh, look, no excuse there. Actually, who was it? Cook there? Yeah, it was. His eyes lit up. All he had to do was catch and pass. Really, they had the overlap. Rowan Kelly's barking out orders there. He'd be pretty upset. Not often does he break the line, and he really wanted to make them pay for that. But no, look, once again, it's error. All these errors are really adding up, and it's not allowing any team to kind of make the difference.
So Cook, that's an interesting scrum feed, and Eilut's going to call it back. It really didn't look like it went through the middle of the scrum.
It didn't, but to be honest, what I'd like to see in that situation is that almost was a knock-on. Play the knock-on. I mean, if you're going to... It's almost like it's a waste of time. They put the ball in. If the ball doesn't end up with the team that has the feed, then they just bring it back. It's, mind you, I've seen a couple of these lower level games in the lower grades, and some of the referees allow that sort of thing. But anyway,
yeah, it's nothing better than saying a pushover scrum in the league because they are very rare as Sopalula brings it up over the 30. Smith in at dummy half. Gets the ball wide and bringing it forward is Ellis. A great run here from Ellis up over the 40-metre line. Smith in at dummy half. Brings it across to the right and Towers as he spilt it now. Yes, another error. These errors are just mounting up, Brendan. And Central now, can they take this opportunity that they've been gifted by some poor handling there from Billy Towers?
As a neutral, Ben, I like to see that called play on. Look, I know it probably did go forward from when he lost control, but the one thing I don't like about the game at the moment is the more and more it's turning into a little bit like touch footy, that anything that you drop, any time that you lose control of the ball, they're just calling knock on. I'm pretty sure Tommy Aylett was correct then on that call, but sometimes if you want to see the crowd coming back, you got to let those plays and those flying tries through.
Yeah, that's right. It is very frustrating when you see the ball go 10 metres backwards and the referee calls it for a knock on just because there's been a loss of
control. Yeah,
that's right. As Bamblett brings it back now for Cook. Cook getting on to McBain, and McBain looking to unload. He just couldn't get the ball away. Charging through there was Terry Collins. His first game of the season for the first grade side. Collins now across the ground, gets a good offload away, and bringing it forward there for Central is Menzies. Delaney now at dummy half, brings it across to Cook. Cook now goes to the line and goes away to Marlborough. Marlborough spins and turns, and he goes up to within 22 metres of the Maitland goal line. Tim Penny at dummy half. Dummies to Tim Penny. Good run here from Penny. Throws the ball out the back, and Maitland have come up with it in the end. Great intercept there from the number 17, Bryce Jones, who's come onto the ground for the Pickers. And it's away now for Rosberg, who takes it to up over the 30-metre line for Maitland.
Yeah, look, a bit of a let-off again. But now it's Maitland's turn to go another 60 metres and try and see what they can do.
Smith now gets big tackle there. Tyler Carter was bent back by some solid defence there. And is it another error? It is another error. Tyler Carter is in a bit of trouble here.
Holding his nose, it looks like. It looks like he's trying to say he got him a bit high. But
it was a big hit there from Central. And once again, Brendan, another error. These errors are just... Well, they're getting a bit frustrating. The game's very stop-start.
Yeah, it is. I think when they get in the sheds, I think both coaches
let's go, guys. Let's go.
Tell the boys that it's there for the win. Whoever wants it, just needs to hold on to that ball.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Jesus, it's summertime. Nothing, let's go.
Gets the chocolates on this one.
So Ethan Cook just waiting.
Heads down. Locks in. Second row's Brian. Locks in. Lock in.
Tom Eilert barking orders of how to feed a scrum. The refs like to give their tutorials on how to feed a scrum. They enjoy that, I'm sure. No, maybe not. Durston now bring it up to halfway. Marlborough getting the ball away to Rowan Kelly, and Rowan Kelly takes it to within 40 metres of the Maitland goal line. Delaney now cross to the right to Cook. Cook has been very good today. Ethan Cook goes short away, and bursting through was Collins. He's been very good since coming on, Terry Collins. Delaney out of dummy half. He's almost gone through. Tim Penny came up alongside him, and he just couldn't get the ball to him. Bamblett gets the ball to McBain. McBain out the back to Cook. He gets away from 1 and 2. He gets the ball to Marlborough. Marlborough gets the ball wider to Durston. And they're only 10 metres away here, Central, taking a couple of metres in from this near or left side edge. Now for Kelly. Throws the ball to Cook. A good kick towards the corner. Up they go. Has it been put down by Central?
I think it's a knock-on to Maitland first.
We'll wait for the call. So Eilert, we're thinking, he's given the scrum feed to Central. So it's been knocked on over there by Cade Hardy. And Central get another chance. They've had enough chances to win 3 or 4 games of footy, Brendan, and they just haven't taken them. So they really should be in front.
Yeah, look, I know that the earlier grades found this ball pretty slippery, so it's still pretty soft underfoot, and I think that high ball, we're probably going to see more and more of that high ball, and potentially even some grubbers through as we see Central attacking the line now.
Marlborough turned it back on the inside there for Durston, and Durston's 12 metres away. Delaney gets the ball to McBain. McBain straight and hard. He's gone very, very close, awfully close. He's taken about a metre away. Delaney out of dummy half. He brings it across to the right for Cook, onto Tim Penny. Tim Penny trying to get on the outside of his man. He almost was put over the touchline on that far side of the ground. Bring it back for Bamblett. Bamblett gets the ball to Cook. And Cook back again for Terry Collins. And Terry Collins pumps the legs and gets to the 10-metre line. So they're 10 away. Delaney across to the right now for Cook. Cook goes away to Bamblett. Can he look for his second? He can't get over. Good defence again from Maitland. They've been wonderful in defence today. Cook now stabbing it towards the in goal. And it's taken there by Dion Briggs. Not Dion Briggs. It was Billy Towers. He made the error before, but he's made up for it there with a wonderful slips catch there, Brendan.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a head knock, but as you can see, he's got the tape over the top, and and he's lost it. Hang on a second.
We'll stick with a play, and it's away for Rowan Kelly. And Rowan Kelly now, a good run from him after the knock on. Marlborough goes in at dummy half across to Wilson, and Wilson was flying onto it. He's only 5 metres away now, Cruz Wilson. It's Delaney in at dummy half across the ground to the right. He goes the open side. Cook now a long ball away to Bamblett like he did when he scored his first try. Getting the ball away to the winger. And Central are over. Cale Bowen goes across for his first try of the season. Eilert points to the spot and Central get the lead. And they probably should be in front. And they are now in front up here at Maitland.
I tell you what, Ben, get the call out to Pete Jolly. We need that replay machine up here at Maitland. I wish we could watch that one again. The pirouette out on that right-hand side, and he couldn't do it himself. Offloads the ball to the winger, and it wasn't Josh Nielsen. He's still on the nudie run, I think, or did he get a try last week? Either way, the winger on the right-hand side here is the one that's got the chocolates today.
I'm pretty sure Josh Nielsen is still on the nudie run. He's hasn't got any tries this year by my stats.
Look,
so Cale Bowen goes over. They've both played 3 games, Nielsen and Bowen, and Bowen gets his first try of the season.
The rumour on the street being spread by Rowan Kelly is that Josh Nielsen doesn't want to get off this nudie run. He's waiting for a massive Mad Monday.
Well, Chris Marborough is going to have this kick from out on the touchline. But once again, it was Ethan Cook going to the line, throwing the cutout ball to Bamblett, who stepped around. This time the Maitland defence got a hold of him, and he just got the ball away to Bowen. It was a great offload right on the line. Maitland couldn't wrap up the ball. So Marborough from the sideline. We need to expand, Brendan. We need a camera. We need a camera behind him to see how this conversion goes. And straight between the sticks. That would have been good to see from behind. And Central lead now by 12 points to 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ben, the old Pete Jolly's taken all the cameras. We've only got the measly one up here at Maitland Sports Ground. But that's okay. The way Central's playing at the moment, you never know. Maitland's got to do something here to stop this rot. Speaking of that, Trevor Ott certainly won't be happy with the way things are going.
Well, Pete's at the big game between Macquarie and Lakes, so that is going to be a big game this afternoon. So that one going on as we speak, and it's brought down the ground now from Central.
Yeah, Ben, I'm getting a couple of texts, but I'll wait till half time before I find out what the halftime scores are around the grounds. I know that the Warriors were looking pretty good last time I checked.
Now going up the ground, I tipped them to beat the Raiders, so hopefully they can get the job done as the ball across to the left. Delaney gets the ball to Cook. Now there's a number 14 out there for Central. I'm saying that's Brendan Menzies. That's what I'm going to go with. Would you say that as well?
I think so. That was the one that when we tried to get the team sheet, says this ball looks like it's going to find the line. Perfect kick. Look at that settler. I tell you what, this Central team's here to play. Yeah, no, I think it is Brendan Menzies that's gone into the number 14 jersey. Apologies to Brendan. Once I get a good look, we'll see whether or not it is him.
Well, we've been talking about how there's been a lot of errors in this game, especially from Maitland. Central, we've been talking about how they haven't been taking the most of their opportunities, but Maitland's defence has been wonderful. They've defended their errors pretty well. They've conceded only 12 points in the first 37 minutes, and they've been defending on their line for a majority of this half.
No, you're right, and like you said, they've actually had plenty of opportunities up the other end. They just, whether or not it's been that the outside men have either let it slip, or the guys running through the ruck have been stopped by some of this brutal defence led by the Bruce brothers in Cruz and Jerome Wilson.
So here come Maitland now up towards the 30-metre line. Playing the ball as their winger Elliot Jennings, who went close early on. Went close to getting over for Maitland. He was just put over the sideline. Ball across to the left now. Smith gets the ball on to other Smith, Lincoln Smith, who's now on the ground coming off the bench this afternoon for Maitland. They haven't had much of the ball in the last few minutes as it comes out the back for Towers. Dumming is Clydesdale and almost going through. Ethan Cook just got a grab of his jersey and pulled him down 40 metres out from the Central goal line, about 2 metres in from that far touchline, and some wonderful Central defence. Driven back there was Cal Edwards, I should say Carter, and it comes back, a little chip kick over the top. And getting after it was Penny, but it's been regathered by Waitford, and Waitford scores a wonderful try for Maitland, and that really is frustrating for Central after doing most of the attacking in the half. Maitland go over, and they are going to lock this one up at 12-all. The kick looks pretty easy.
Yeah,
and Brendan, that is frustrating for Central.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before the halftime break, but it's exactly what the Pickers needed. Tell you what, this guy, Steve Waitford, they've been clubs all around in the off-season were trying to get hold of him. He's got the number 6 on his back, but of course he played in the number 1 jersey for the Rebels when he represented Newcastle down at the Country Champs. That was just individual brilliance, mate. He's taken the ball straight to the line. He's chipped it over the top and he's regathered himself. a la Chrissy Sandow, really.
Yeah, it was a lovely little chip kick from the captain for Maitland, and he just slid through over the top. Poor old Tim Penny. He looked like he was hanging out the clothes, hung out to dry. He easily step around Penny and just bounced back perfectly, sat up for Waitford and puts it just to the right of the post, and an easy kick now for Cade Hardy, looking for his 23rd goal of the season.
Yeah, no embarrassment there for Penny. I'm pretty sure Steve Waitford stepped a lot of players in his time. He's just one of those guys that looks like he's got a lot of time with the ball. As we see the kick go over. No, he's missed it. Well, I tell you what, he looks pretty disappointed in himself anyway. But no, let's hope that doesn't come back to bite the Pickers. 10 points to 12. I think our clock might be a couple. I'll just check. No, he's called time.
So halftime up here at Maitland. Central probably should be all level, and it's 12-6 Central over Maitland.
We'll have a word from our sponsors.
It doesn't matter if you do it in a man cave, in your van, on your couch, with a painted face. Whatever it is, just get behind your team.
Newcastle.
Go the Knights.
Go Barra.
With your favourite cold one in your hand. Our passion, our game, our beer. Tui's new, for the love of footy.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
Swimming
basketball,
Netball,
and athletics.
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
All right, guys, let's go.
Second half back underway up here at Maitland. Very high kickoff taken by Bamblett. He gave the short ball away. And, bringing it
Holes.
Central.
Go.
Taking it forward there was McBain. Now taking another run is Bamblett. Driven back by some strong Maitland defence there. PJ Ellis in turn with Smith. Jared Smith, the hooker. Delaney forward again. It's Ellis and Smith again there with the tackle. Over the top was Rosberg as well. Cook gets the ball to McBain. So early stages in the first half. First set, and Central will be looking to consolidate the lead that they've built in the first half. Only a couple of points after that conversion missed right on half time by Cade Hardy.
So Ben, I've got a couple of the scores around the grounds from half time in here in the Newcastle Rugby League, as we see a rushed kick. Although, no, it's going to be too big. Yeah, so it's a couple of the scores from around the grounds. Of course, we've got the Bar TV feature match called by Pete Jolly and the Newcastle Herald's Josh Leeson. At Lyle Peacock going on this afternoon. Macquarie 12, Lakes 12. So Lakes certainly the team to beat according to the pundits, but Macquarie and Barry Moore's team is certainly giving it to those guys, and there's a chance that that's going to be pretty tight at the end there. Curry 10, Souths 0. So they're doing very well at Curry as well. And they're now 12-10 half-time score as well. So pretty close, really. I think not too many people would have backed Curry to be going in at half-time up against South. So, mate, this comp could go any way for any team.
Well, that is great news for Curry, because there was talk in the paper today about the coaches. Here's a step from Towers across to the right, and Maitland have almost gone straight through and got over the line and offload out the back. He probably didn't have to throw that. Randall. Towers has put it down, but there's no disgrace for Billy Towers there. It was a really poor ball from Randall, and he probably should have held on to it.
Yeah, once again, another push pass. Look, they got a whole half a footy to go here, and they're already pushing that last pass. I think it was only the third or fourth tackle, so they probably could have held on to that and seen what happened once the other side got the ball.
So a scrum feed for Central, just 10 metres out from their own goal line. So it was very, very close to going over as they took it to the right. Randall slicing down that right-hand side. And Central were just hanging on. Central's defence looks a lot more brittle than what Maitland's defence does. Maitland have been pretty strong on their own goal line. So if they get down the attacking end, there's a strong chance that they will go through and score, as Ethan Cook just struggling with a leg injury, it looks like.
Yeah, he'll walk that off. That's what happens in the real NRL. They'll just get up and stretch it out. Look, I'm actually keeping my eye out to see if Penny's going to jump into the dummy half role, but it looks like Jake Delaney's really cemented himself there this game, and I haven't even really seen Nielsen or the other winger come in and take that role. As we see, Penny, he's backing up Delaney, but didn't give the ball. Little face rub.
Delaney now across Penny in at dummy half. A stabbing kick from Cook down towards the corner. Taken really nicely there by Soper Lawler, and he's going to go close to the sideline. Jeez, just step back inside at the last minute. Central defence got down there and put him under a lot of pressure. Great kick chase there. Stepping off his right there is Hardy. Hardy goes up over the 20-metre line. He's met there by Cruz, Wilson and Delaney. Ball away now from Clydesdale and charging it forward. Driven back. Some great central defence. Wilson in there with McBain. And also there was Collins. Clydesdale now away. And Maitland struggling in this set to bring it out of their own half. Some great defence from the central bookends.
Yeah, nothing taking... Oh, no, look, another coach killer. The old penalty on the fourth or fifth tackle there. No, you're right. Maitland really they're going to love this piggyback out now, because they were, I wouldn't say struggling to get out of their own half, but I've noticed Robards hasn't come back out, and he just with those little offloads that he does, just puts that little bit of doubt in the opposition mind. And they're usually okay to get out with a couple of those runs from himself, and even with PJ taking the ball up. But they were lucky to get that little piggyback from the penalty.
Bryce Jones with the run from the tap now, away from Smith. Smith away to Ellis, and Ellis bumping away. Cruz Wilson came up at him, and he said, all right, I'll just take you on. And now Smith getting the ball away to Clydesdale. Rosberg, a ball away. Maitland trying to spin the ball. Cal Edwards now, he's only 20 metres away from the central goal line. Across the ground, Clydesdale turning it back on the inside, and this time taking it forward again for Maitland. Doing a heap of work is Ellis. Away for Clydesdale. Out the back now for the number 6, Waitford, and Waitford stepping still Steve Waitford. He's only a metre out from the goal line. Sopalala now out the back, and it's been spilled there again. Maitland have spilled the ball just 5 metres away, and now they are wasting opportunities in the second half.
Yeah, look, I think they're going to... It was the 5th, so it's just going to be a replay there. Oh, you just see the talent of Waitford there, almost slicing through and scoring the try, setting him up in great field position. The ball gets thrown out and dropped cold. Like I said, let's hope that we don't see the same half as what we did in the first with a lot of those early mistakes.
So Maitland now trying to make amends with some wonderful defence. Dean McBain was driven back there. Tim Penny out of dummy half away to Rowan Kelly. He only knows one way, and that's to take it forward. And now he's lost the ball. Maitland have got their hands outstretched. The penalty's been given to Central. And now Central will go down Maitland's end and see if they can put some more points on the board.
You know what? I just don't get this, Ben, the way that they just have their players just want to have their hand all over the ball. There's no need for it. Royce Jeffrey showed a great example of that on Bar TV last week when he showed that he was able to get out of marker and no foul play, nothing illegal, just standing in front of the marker and getting out in front and tackling that dummy half runner. You don't need to have your hands all over the ball to slow it down. I think a big thing that's going to change the game is the way that the brothers up in Queensland, not the Walter brothers, I'm trying to think who it is now, but they've started coaching up there, and it's all about having the ball in hand. They're short kickoffs, short dropouts, and just putting the pressure back on the other team.
Well, it just slows down the game, and same thing about these gang tackles. So I think that's and it makes the game boring to watch. As going for the intercept there was Bryce Jones. It's been picked back up by Delaney. Delaney stepping, and Delaney goes over for Central, and they extend their lead up here at Maitland. It was knocked down by Bryce Jones, and how often do you see that? The ball is dropped on the ground, someone picks it up, and the defence is standing around, and Jace Delaney goes straight through and scores next to the uprights.
It's like my under-12s cricket coach. He said, you never run on a misfield. It's the same here. You never turn your back on a drop ball. Someone's going to pick that up and dart their way through, just like Central were able to.
And Chris Marbury's had a pretty easy job this afternoon with his kicks at goal. You could put a blindfold on him for all three of them, and he could have put them all over it quite easily.
Yeah, you say that, but then, of course, was it Clydesdale who's kicking for Maitland?
Hardy, Cade Hardy.
Yeah, that's right. And he missed it just to the right of the uprights earlier. That could have been a costly miss, we said, but we're not sure if that's going to be the case yet. This is a lot easier from in front, though.
So Chris Marbury, he's already put a couple through, as we spoke about, so he's looking for his 8th of the season. Their regular goal kicker, or Warboys, does a bit of goal kicking as well, I'm pretty sure. I'll just make sure of that. As Marlborough about to come up and have his... It's not... Warboys has kicked the 1 goal this year. Yes. As here comes Marlborough, puts it between the sticks. Dane Bamblett has also kicked a few, and Nathan Taylor as well is not playing this afternoon. So they've really shared it around Central, which is a good thing, because if you have injuries, it really helps.
Oh, I think it's because of the injuries that they've been forced to share it around. I don't think Rowan Kelly likes the idea of having 5 or 6 goal kickers in his side. I think he'd like to just have the one. Probably a Darryl Halligan out on that sideline doesn't touch the ball apart from when he kicks.
As bringing it forward for Central, and almost going straight through there was Matt Baker.
He was running so fast the camera couldn't even focus quick enough.
Well, a couple of these players that are playing their first grade game for the season for Central, they've been really impressive. Terry Collins, here's Delaney scampering through. He gets the ball away. Tim Penny now. He takes it up towards the 40, and they're only 40 away from the Maitland goal line, Central. At dummy half, it goes away to Menzies. Menzies out the back, and now for Marlborough. He gets it on to Kelly, and Kelly's just going to be 25 metres away from the Maitland goal line. In there with a tackle, Maitland scrambling back in defence. They've done well. Away to Penny, looking inside, and he gets absolutely hammered by Rosberg.
Yeah,
shoulder charge.
Yeah, he's called a shot. Look, you know what? I think his arms were there. That's a tough call. But anyway, I guess when you're trying to clean the game up, you really don't want that to happen. A quick tap taken.
Wilson now bringing it up to within 15 metres of the Maitland goal line. So another great opportunity for Central now. Goes away from Delaney, wide to Marlborough, and Marlborough dummied, and he's going to go awfully close, Chris Marlborough. He's spun back. He went over the line and then was spun back, and he's about half a metre away.
Taylor Carter, really great defence there.
Well, how often do you see that? The halfback dummy and goes straight through. Wilson brings it wide, gets it to his brother, now Jerome Wilson. He's only 5 metres away, just in front of the red sticks at the southern end of the ground. Delaney goes short and trying to barge his way over was Cruz Wilson. The ball's on the ground, I think. I thought I saw the ball on the ground, but I think it was the Maitland jersey, and it's the 5th tackle. Wilson's going to play the ball on the 10-metre line. So here we go.
I think it's the 4th, actually. I think they've got 2 more.
4th tackle, he said. Jace Delaney in at dummy half. Goes across to the left. Marlborough throws a cutout ball towards the winger of the centre out there, who is Durston. And Durston's going to play it a metre in from that far or left side touchline. And now putting the kick up is Marlborough, looking for the corner, going back and taking it beautifully. There was Elliot Jennings. He hasn't touched the ball much this afternoon as Jennings, but when he has, he's looked good. He went close, as we spoke about in the first half. He went very, very close to going over the goal line and scoring a try in the opening minutes of the first half.
Yeah, you're right, Ben. He hasn't touched the ball that often, but that touch there, he's just like an American quarterback, just absolutely thrown that ball almost 40 metres.
And is it going to be another knock-on? Touch judge has said it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, hand on the ball again. Once again, you know, it's like a dive in soccer. You got to get this stuff out of the game because it doesn't, you know, you're not slowing the ball down. I had a conversation with Craig Miller from the Cessnock coach, and he said that the only thing that slows the ball down when, you know, the player getting up to play it is 3 men in the tackle. No need to touch the ball.
We'll bring it forward now is Cal Edwards. Cal Edwards trying to get the offload away. He's thrown it away. And Menzies swung to ground. Look at Robards. Said thanks for coming and just swung him onto the ground. He wasn't happy that Maitland had given up the ball. What a tackle there from Robards. Look, he's come back onto the ground and Robards is looking to absolutely put everything into these tackles.
No, somebody's got to. Somebody's got to come out here and inject something into this. Oh, look at him. He's just the aggression. Yeah, and also I think it's I think Bryce Jones has just come on as well. I'll double check that. But yeah, like I said, somebody just needs to step up here for the Pickers. And it looks like Robards the man to do it.
Well, sometimes you just need that one player just to inspire the other 12 players out there, and Robards is definitely trying to do that. Delaney stabs a kick down, Brendan.
Yeah, and straight away, Dion Briggs has already started to lift. Oh, look, that's going to go out. No, it's staying. Oh, no, it's gone out. Okay.
That ball really skipping off the surface, but back to what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's that dewy surface, I think, or a bit moist. Dion Briggs is lifted. Robards has done 2 of those really big aggressive tackles, and then you saw that third time Briggs coming in. Same thing. One player can really lift a team, especially in this kind of local grassroots footy. Here he goes with the ball.
Robards gets absolutely driven into the turf. Well, they gave him a little bit of what he gave them a few minutes ago. Delaney in turn with Matt Baker. And as I said before, he's been really impressive today, Matt Baker. And so is Terry Collins, the 2 debuts for the season. And out of dummy half across to the right. It goes away, and Maitland almost straight through. He is straight through, and Randall has gone away. He looks back on the inside, and he throws it straight to Durston, and Central have dodged another bullet.
Oh, once again, the backup players were a bit slow to follow him down there, whether or not they didn't think he was... Oh, no.
And Nielsen spilled it now. Maitland have come up with it. And here's the chance for them now. Sopalula in at dummy half there, 40 metres away. A couple of metres in from that far touchline. And stepping off his right and then his left was Hardy. And he's driven into the ground. Another good hit there from Cruz Wilson. Across to the left now for Dion Briggs. Briggs stepping and taking it up to the 30-metre line now. Smith in at dummy half, brings it across to Clydesdale. Clydesdale goes out the back. Robards was the major decoy, and he drew a lot of defenders. Sopalula getting thrown back. Central really putting in the effort now in their defence. Let's see what they can muster. Stepping now for Robards. He's only 10 metres away.
Yeah, stepping in, and he's got that dummy, and that's the thing. He can occasionally offload. And it just puts the defence in 2 minds.
Ellis out the back now and stepping and putting a little kick in was not his best effort in the end. It hit legs from Waitford, and it's going, the rest called time off, and we are going to have, looks like it could be a scrum feed to Maitland here. There's a few claps from Dion Briggs, the touch judge telling Rowan Kelly what's happening.
It's coming from the sideline. Yeah, he's saying that he was in offside position, the Central player. I think in particular Wilson.
So an accidental offside.
No. He said it has come off him, but it's going to be a knock on with a Maitland feed.
So a great opportunity now for Maitland, almost halfway through the first half and halfway through the second half, I should say. 3/4 through the game. Clydesdale brings it out the back now for Edwards. Edwards stepping and running, and now he's only 12 metres away. Clydesdale in at dummy half there in the middle of the park, in front of the sticks, and gets the ball to Ellis. Ellis stepping. He's only 5 metres away, so Smith's got options on his left and right. Smith across to the left. Clydesdale. Robards was running through, but he got the ball to Rosberg, and Rosberg's just 2 metres, or sorry, not 2, probably about 7. Gets the ball. Clydesdale looks for Elliot Jennings, and for the second time today, he had the line at his mercy, but he's been thrown over the sideline by Dane Bamblett for some great defence there from Central.
Yeah, Bamblett's he's been so solid out there, and that's one of the reasons why Maitland have only been able to score the 2 tries, I reckon. The big thing for now is whether or not Maitland can convert this pressure again. They've been up this end of the field most of the half again, but now we're seeing Central the ones in being staunch in defence.
I think I'm going to have to go to the doctor tomorrow because I've got a kink in my neck because we've been looking to the left-hand side of this ground for pretty much the whole game. We've hardly been down the other end at all.
Yeah, points down this end. There's absolutely no win, so it's got nothing to do with the kicks. To be honest, we haven't seen many kicks. Not many of the teams are actually making it all the way through their sets. as we see. Well, he's almost broken the line.
Good run there from Cale Bowen. And now it goes across to Tim Penny. Tim Penny, it's gone out the back. Has it been called a knock on?
I think he's trying to
Six
say
to go.
six to
Tim
go.
Penny trying to call. The touch judge not giving any indication. Delaney getting the ball away and charging it forward. And a big hit there on Wilson, but in the end he got the ball away to Delaney. Well, after all that, he was driven backwards. He got the ball away, and it's been a win there for Central. And they've made about 15 metres. Tim Penny in at dummy half.
Trevor Wright won't be happy with that. All they had to do then was try and tackle up high. They had four men in the tackle. Nobody secured the ball.
And now Central, the number 18 on the ground for them, across to the left. And Rowan Kelly bringing it up to within 40 metres of the Maitland goal line. Jace Delaney in at dummy half. Brings it across to, or almost brings it across to the open side. Jerome Wilson ran straight at his opposite number, Robards, and he was flung to ground. Delaney gets the ball to Cook. Cook out the back to Penny. They do this play really, really nicely, Central. Tim Penny doing the run around out the back and on to Bamblett. Because sometimes they go for the cutout and it works wonders, and it's worked well today. Stabbing kick into the in goal, and it's going to run over the dead ball line. The ball running a lot today, a hard surface out there for this game at Maitland, and Central leading 18 points to 10 here on Bar TV with just halfway through the second half.
Yep. So I think one of the big things now for Central is, if they're not going to look at going high, because Sopolola has been great underneath that high ball. So I think we're going to see a lot more of those lower kicks to the corners.
So here we go. Maitland now 40 metres out from their own goal line, and charging it forward now is a good run back there from the front, from PJ Ellis it was. Or sorry, it was Billy Towers. Finally got him. Robards. Cross to the left now for Cal Edwards. Edwards stepping away and almost slicing through there. Cal Edwards getting up to play the ball. Is there a penalty?
No, he said he's lost it. I mean, he was trying to milk it, to be honest. No, he has. He's given the penalty.
So penalty to Cal Edwards and the Maitland Pickers, and a chance now for them. Central's defence has been pretty good in the second half. They haven't conceded a point. Goes for the quick tap. Robards running it straight at Jerome Wilson, who brought him to ground with a good tackle. And Clydesdale in it. Jerome Wilson's all over him. No penalty given by the referee, which was surprising. Clydesdale out of dummy half. He's only 10 metres away in front of the sticks. In at dummy half is Chappell. Chappell across to the right. And Tommy in going through. Maitland are going to go over and score. Billy Towers next to the post. And they're back in the game. The Pickers at home. The crowd goes up. And it's 18 points to 14. And it's really going to be a big 20 minutes now in this one, Brendan.
Yeah, that was a great try. Through the hands, they do look good with the ball when they get it out to their backs. Although it wasn't really the backs there, it was more the second rowers really combining. But it's very much... the points are there. The points are in this Pickers side. They just need to string these passes together. We know that the central defence has come under attack the last few rounds, and they have leaked points late. So the Pickers will be pretty vibed over that.
Well, here's another opportunity to knock it over here from Cade Hardy. He missed an easier opportunity than this, so we'll see what he can do with this conversion. It's wider out. Billy Towers actually put the ball down wider and sort of came in a little bit more, but I think Eilert said he put the ball down out wider than what he ended up where he ended up putting it down.
Yeah, he could have been kicking to level it up, but in the end he's kicking. He's got that one though.
So he's put that one between the sticks. Maitland now with the just down by 18 points to 16, the home side. So they're definitely back in this one. Just 2 points in it, and we're into the final 20 minutes of this one.
Yeah, I think the Central boys will be looking to big chase here, all down in a line, and keeping that, especially those Wilson brothers, they're going to be looking to keep these guys as close to their goal line as possible.
Kick almost going over the dead ball line, and charging it back is Robards, or he's met again, I should say, by some solid Central defence. In at dummy half is Chappell, who's just come onto the ground for Smith, and now Dion Briggs up over the 20-metre line for Maitland. Chapel again, going out of dummy half to Waitford and wider still. So Maitland's starting to make some easier meters here. Out of dummy half again, a good run here from Chapel as he really went for a strong run. And put to ground now is Waitford just inside Central's half. Chapel across to the left now for Ellis. Ellis dummies, and he's put to ground by Jerome Wilson. They're 35 metres away over on that far or right-hand side edge of the ground. Billy Towers, who scored a moment ago, throws a looping Harbour Bridge pass back to Hardy for the bomb, and this has been taken down there by Cale Bowen. I thought he may have taken it in the in goal, but he was just outside, and Tim Penny's going to give the ball away, and they're going to bring it back to just almost to the 10-metre line there, Central.
Yeah, Nielsen got hammered there. That was a very good kick, actually. It went quite high and it was in the post. As he makes a break.
And going straight through the middle of the ground. Here comes Central. Here comes Central through Bamblett. Bamblett gets the ball away to Penny. Penny in a foot brace with Sopalola. And Penny is going to go over for Central. A great try there from Tim Penny. Dane Bamblett went straight through. Drew and passed in the fullback. And Central now out to 22 points to 16 lead in this one at Maitland today.
It was like deja vu, another line break, and who's the man backing up at the fullback in Tim Penny. It's a great run all the way. Sopalola put in a great chase. He's got legs, that's for sure. They're pretty wide. He just couldn't quite get him at the line, and Penny puts that ball underneath the post. I don't think this is going to be a problem for Clydesdale at all.
Yes, that's right. Well, we should say Marlborough should be.
Oh, sorry, you're right. What am I saying? Clydesdale's on. Yeah, that'll be tough if you saw Clydesdale stepping up to have that conversion.
We might see a miss from in front if that occurred.
Yeah, you never know. All right, well, no, that's they're looking to extend this back out to 8 points. They really needed Maitland really needed to settle the ship then. And instead, line break on the 20-metre and almost an 80-metre runaway try, really.
Well, that miss right on half-time from Hardy seems so crucial at the moment from Maitland's perspective, because just keeps getting out to an 8-point gap every time they concede. They get back in the game, and it's back out to 8 points as Marlborough steps up, knocks it through the post. He's knocked over 4 from 4 this afternoon, although they've been pretty easy, the positioning. But in saying that, Cade Hardy's had probably harder kicks in terms of the ones that Marlborough's had, and he's only made 2 out of 3 attempts.
Yeah, I think a lot of those tries from Central have been runaway tries, so they've allowed them to actually improve the position. The 2 points in local footy is really, really important as we see the kickoff.
Hardy now, another high another high kickoff. Those tees that have been brought in. Of course, Pat Ridges, we spoke about in the first half, making them famous. They're making these kickoffs go a lot higher and making these players are able to kick the ball a lot further.
You're right. My Auntie Beryl's able to go 30 metres now instead of the 22 metres, what she used to be able to.
So the Pat Ridges kicking tee is very much a performance enhancer in terms of the kicks.
Yep, all ages. As we see Central going down the left-hand side. Oh, he's jumped up actually there to try and take that, but no, touchy said all good. Rowan Kelly.
You don't see that very often in at dummy half. Rowan Kelly, Marlborough, getting the ball away and bringing it up the ground for Central, the number 18. And Delaney getting the ball back. And the kick from Ethan Cook. It's gone straight up in the ground. Good chase here from Central. Bamblett's down there. Sopalola had a little bit of a bo peep, and he got absolutely poleaxed by Dane Bamblett.
But they're still going high, and he's still catching it. He's having a really great game, the young fella.
Sopalola did really, really well. That's a mark of a great fullback. You take the catch and then get absolutely hammered. As out of dummy half goes Chapel. Little dart and goes up over the halfway line. Hands in the air from Billy Towers. He wants the penalty, but it's not forthcoming from Eilert. And across to the right-hand side now for Waitford. Up over the Central 40-metre line. Towers going out of dummy half. Gets the offload away. He's been good with the offloads today. Billy Towers goes back towards Tim Penny. Penny gets it away to Nielsen. Nielsen up over the 10-metre line. Good run here from Nielsen and gets Central out of pressure, Josh Nielsen. It's been hot and cold today, but that was a great run. And stepping and running the ball forward now, Central getting it up towards the 20-metre line through Cale Bowen.
Yeah, I think Steve Wafer was looking to really put that in the corner and try and get them right on their line and force the mistake. But in the end, Penny was able to get that little frame of his up in the air, and he got a hand on it, slowed it down, offload onto Nielsen, who made great yards up the middle.
Cook now gets the ball, and wide it goes to Allison and Jerome Wilson. The Brews brothers, as they've called Cruz and Jerome, have been wonderful today. They really missed Jerome Wilson's go forward at Cessnock last week, and maybe if he was in the side, it would have been a different story. Delaney back to Cook, and Cook pilots the ball downfield. After it is Sopalala. It's going to bounce and skip towards the in-goal. A great kick. Really good kick.
Look, Ben, all the little things are starting to come off. I know that the Central boys have been working hard and they've just not been getting much luck. But like you've seen today, you create your own luck. And the boys, if they keep backing up, Maitland's got to score twice to get back in front with only around probably 12 minutes officially on the clock.
Well, after a win in that first round, as we've got time off.
Yeah.
And it is going to be... It's going to be, just a little bit of a time off for Ethan Cook. I was just going to go back to Maitland's previous matches. They got the win against Central Newcastle, 22 points to 20 in round one. They had a draw with Cessnock, 32 all. That was a cracker. Cessnock up by plenty, and Maitland, was that right? Cessnock were up by plenty, and Maitland came back?
Yeah, they absolutely came back.
And then they lost 4 in a row, Maitland, before a very high-scoring 42 points to 40 win over Macquarie last week. So when they win Maitland, they don't do it easy. They do it by 2 points, or they grab a draw.
I think actually the Macquarie game was from a few rounds back, because they had that break off for the country game. I actually was there live producing that game, but I think it was at least 3 weeks ago. That was an amazing match. 86 points scored, 2-point margin. And, Macquarie really... Oh, here we go.
Waitford again with a chip kick over the top. He gets the offload, and Cruz Wilson dives on it, and they push the pass again, although he probably had to. Yeah, it was the last play.
Absolutely. He needed a couple more of those players in support to help him out there. He tried offloading, but no one was there.
Well, last week, Maitland were down about 32 points to 30-0, 32 points to 6 against South. Yep. Came back and almost stole it at the death. And we've got time off again here. Another injury.
Impact play.
We're going to go back and have a look at an injury.
Waitford, I think it might be an ankle, but it could be a knee. It's definitely leggish.
Yeah, he's just... he looks like he's about to...
jump back up. I think he'll be okay. Mate, this guy is an absolute... star. He's the quality he brings to this competition is amazing. Like I said, every time he touches a ball, he looks like he's just got a lot of time. It's good to see him back up and running. The Pickers, if they're going to get back into this game, they definitely need him with as much of the ball as possible.
Well, I've got some good news for me, for a lot of footy tippers. The Warriors running away with that game against Canberra.
Yeah, who'd be a tipster, really, Ben? I can't tip it at the National Rugby League, and I certainly can't tip the Newcastle Rugby League. I thought Maitland would potentially get away with this one at home, but it's been all Central of late.
Well, Maitland just haven't been able to hang on to the ball. That's really been the crux of this one. They just haven't been able to hold on to possession, and Sopalala watches that one run down over the sideline. But it's been better. The first 20 minutes was just a drop-a-thon, and since then the game's really livened up, and the error count has decreased.
No one likes a drop fest, that's for sure, Ben. And the game, the quality of the game's definitely got a lot better. What a kick, though. What a settler. This is the thing about the Central side. They've had these young guys, and Rowan Kelly's been banging on about the fact that, they've had trouble with injuries and they've had trouble with the younger guys, but they've just absolutely stepped up in this game now. Oh, there's a bit of push and shove, and it looks like he's going to give him 10 as well for... No, he sent him for 10.
Sin bin. Well, that is a real blow. Jerome Wilson has been sin binned. Is that for back chat to Tom Eilert there?
Yeah, it is. I didn't pick it up when he first said it, but that's definitely the second or third time that he's pinged Wilson for talking back. And I tell you what, we got a game now with being a man down. Central really going to have to lift, especially a man being in one of those Wilson brothers, as Briggs brings it forward, looking dangerous.
And we've seen in the NPL this year, side went down to 10 men in one of the games we had in the Edgeworth Lambton game, and Edgeworth went to another level. So we'll see if Central can do the same, but it's a lot harder in the league when you've only got 12 men defending against 13, as PJ Ellis in the number 13 goes up to within 20 metres of the Central goal line. Chappell in at dummy half. Goes the ball away to Waitford. Waitford stepping Waitford. Has he hung on to it? He has. They're over on that far or right side edge, probably about 10 metres in. Ball across to the short side to Towers. Towers stepping. Another good offload from Billy Towers. Back to Chappell. So Maitland really need to get over the line here if they want to have any chance of getting back into the game. Towers looking for the offload. He does so again. He's passed it off the ground, and it's going to be is that a penalty to Central or just a scrum feed?
It is a penalty. It is a...
You can't pass off the ground, and Tom Eilert saying he was held. Billy Towers didn't think he was held there. I didn't think he was either.
Yeah, maybe it was the fifth tackle, actually. I think that's what he's called. It must have been the fifth tackle, and so they've just got to play the ball. No,
no penalty. It's just...
No, exactly. But I think that's a bit of a tough call for the Pickers there. I don't think I think the tackler dropped off, and Elliott was able to Towers, Billy, I was going to call him Billy Elliott. Towers was able to get the... although he was jigging and dancing, maybe that's where it was. Just before he got the offload, he was tapped in, tapping here, tapping there.
And now the ball for McBain, who's been good for Central this afternoon. They've got an 8-point lead here on Bar TV. 70 minutes gone in the game. Central with a 24 points to 16 lead away from home. No one would have expected this to happen. Maitland up in 6th on the ladder. They really need to win this if they want to get back in contention for the top 4, because there's a gap starting to appear. South's on 10 points in 4th. Macquarie in 5th on 6 points. Here's a big tackle. Was Elliot Jennings. Coming flying up was Cale Bowen. And in at dummy half on that occasion was for Maitland was Callan Edwards. And we're back.
16 movement!
And Chappell now getting the ball. Sopalolo looks in a little bit of trouble. He was limping after he played the ball there, and we'll see if he's all right in a few moments. Clydesdale in at dummy half. Back on the ground for the Pickers is Robards. He made a great impact when he came on early on in the second half. But he's back out there now, so can he make that same impact? Out the back, Clydesdale. Clydesdale dummying and going back to PJ Ellis. PJ Ellis would have to have been out there the whole game. He's a warhorse for the Pickers. Across to the left, Clydesdale. Little stab kick and going after it and looking after it was Rosberg. He couldn't get on the end of it, and Bowen has come up with his ragdolled to ground there by Clydesdale, and he'll play the ball 15 metres out from his own goal line.
Yeah, look at the kick. A little short dabbing kick. It almost came off, but the winger came across in good cover. They're doing all the right things, Central. Can they hold on? We'll see.
So only 8 minutes to go in this game. Maitland are really trying to muscle up in defence here, because if they don't and let Central get out of their own half, they're going to have to come almost 90 to 100 metres to get back into the game. They're 8 points behind. Here's an injury here. Down on the ground is Bryce Jones. He doesn't look good at all. He's still down. He's sort of trying to hop up. Eilert's called play to a halt. And he's all good now, Bryce Jones. And playing the ball for Central is Durston.
Yeah, you got Jake Delaney there still in at dummy half. And we haven't seen much of Penny, although he's certainly done a lot backing up. Got
a bit of claret coming out there.
It does look like it.
Was Jones. Now across to the left, McBain getting the ball to Cruz Wilson. And Wilson up over the 40-metre line. Delaney in at dummy half.
Just letting the viewers know, of course, Wilson's brother is 10 in the bin. He's probably got about another 4 or 5 minutes still left in the bin.
Yeah, real blow there for Central. They've only got 12 men out there, so Maitland have got to try and take advantage of it. I think they've got to throw caution to the wind here, Maitland. Try and throw the ball around. They're just waiting till the last play in the last few sets to put a little grubber through, but I think they've got to chance their arm earlier here, Brendan.
Yeah, with the overlap, you'd think that they've got to start getting the ball across field and getting out on the fringes and see if these guys, these quicker men for the Pickers, can make their way through. They really look like they're trying to beat them up the middle, but I don't think with Wilson being off, I think his brother and Kelly are really stepping up in the centre of the field there.
Well, I don't know where Robards is. If Robards gone off again, I thought he just came back on a moment ago, but he's gone off the ground.
Yeah, he's been subbed, but it definitely looks like they're making some good yards. Can they get in a position for a good kick?
So Smith's back on the ground. He gets it to Waitford, getting the ball wide for Edwards, and Edwards has thrown the ball out the back. Desperation in defence there from Central. Edwards trying to keep the ball alive, and it's going to be a handover to Central, so that must have been the last play there.
It was. It's just coming down to that last tackle option. They're just, for some reason, the Pickers are struggling to come up with good options. I gave a big rap to Steve Waitford talking about the fact that he's got a lot of time, but he took the ball to the line but offloaded it and put his man in a bad position and got trundled across the line.
Delaney now gets the ball away, and Central bring it up to the 40-metre line. So can they get over the line again here, Central, and seal the deal? They got up 30. They lost 30 points to 16, and it was the exact same scoreline until late when Cessnock got over last week to win the game 30-16. So can they do what Central did to that? What Cessnock did to them last week on Maitland today? Delaney will wait for the play the ball. After going forward, Marlborough with a little bit of a step and a run, 40 metres from the Maitland goal line on the far or left side edge. McBain gets it out the back. They've got really good ball skills, these Central forwards, and it's great to watch them go on the attack as Terry Collins now brings the ball forward. Delaney, dummies. He's already scored one try this afternoon. Jace Delaney runs around his own man. Islets calls play on. Rowan Kelly out on the fringes, playing in the second row this afternoon because he was in the front row last week with the absence of Jerome Wilson. As the kick goes skyward, getting under it is Elliot Jennings. It's been bounced off in Bamblett. Is he going to go over? They've called it back. I thought it may have been a chance for Bamblett to go over, but it's been knocked on by Central in the eyes of the referee, and it's going to be a handover.
Got the call from the touchy there. The touchies have had a really good game, actually. They've got involved when they needed to. But that was bit of help there for Tommy Aylett.
So bringing the ball back after the play, the ball was Rosberg. Smith wide away to Jones. Jones gets the unload away. A good ball across to the right-hand side. Waitford gets the ball to Towers. Towers has made some good meters and offloaded the ball really nicely this afternoon. He doesn't get the offload away this time. Across to the left now, Clydesdale. Now it's from Waitford. Waitford away and stepping and running there from Maitland and going up the ground and up towards halfway. A great run there for them. A little bit of niggle out there. Jace Delaney and one of the Maitland players, and playing the ball is Edwards away to Elliot Jennings.
They're getting desperate, Ben, on the official time clock. It looks like there's only about 2 minutes left, so there's not long left. They really need to score off this set.
Towers now away. Here come Maitland. They get away almost, going very, very close. Out there is Randall. And Randall, the touch judge, standing right over it like a hawk. Across to the left, Towers. Towers puts in the kick. Well, there's an interesting play. Looking towards the middle. It's batted back off the feet of Maitland. That's been knocked on. Well, here we go. Maybe one last chance here for Maitland to get themselves back in the contest.
Yeah, that ball was gone through. It looked like Steve Waitford was the one that got a hand to it. He's pushed it back to maybe, can't remember, was one of the second rowers, but it's hit his shins. If he picked it up, he probably would have scored, truth be told, but it come off the shins, and the Central player went to go grab it, and he's knocked it on. That's why the head has been given to the Pickers here. They're in a great spot. Rowan Kelly taking 2 bottles of water.
Needs one from each. Needs a swig from each.
I tell you what, this is the experience coming out right there. Don't worry, he's not tired, that stalwart. He's just wasting a bit of time. Got a couple of seconds, I should say. Look, they're making it pretty hard for themselves. They've got around about 2 minutes left of this game. And, our clock's a little bit closer now. It's probably about 1:40 left on the clock.
So here we go, Maitland with the chance to, well, you'd have to think that if they do get over here, Maitland, they might decline to take the conversion. Going straight through with Sopalola. Well, he went straight through off the scrum. He's running back. Are they going to take the conversion? That's the question. Billy Towers says, hang on a sec, I want time called off. Islet obliges. I think that there's a chance that they may not even take the conversion. Well, coming back, because you can decline to take the conversion.
No, he's called time off. Although the official clock looks like it's still going, so we'll see. If they're going to get any time, it's not going to be much at all.
So Cade Hardy is going to take the conversion from the sideline. I'm really surprised he's taking this because unless they get a penalty and can kick the penalty goal from, say, 50 metres, 40 metres, I don't really think this is a good idea because...
He's sent them back. He's told them to go and get back. I think he backs himself to kick this.
Well, here's Hardy. Can he knock it over?
No, he's missed it.
So I don't... It was a very hard attempted conversion,
yeah.
So I'm surprised they decided to take that one. So can Maitland do it again? They came back late and beat Central at home. Can they do it again at their home ground?
Central is in no rush, although the kicker is jogging through. I know... Rowan Kelly's barking out orders. They want to win this properly. They don't want to waste any time here. Tommy Aylett's getting them, making them do this kick-off here. So we are going to see at least one play.
So here it is. We're into the dying stages of this one. Central leading by 24 points to 20 here on Bar TV. It's been an absolute cracker. And bringing it forward is Ellis. He gets the ball away. A long ball. There's really not long to go. Towers across the ground. They're throwing caution to the wind. The Hooter has gone. Maitland are throwing the ball around. This is great to watch. And stepping and running and trying to get away from Cruz Wilson was Lincoln Smith. And he's put to ground 20 metres out from his own goal line. And that's is full time. And Central have got their first victory. Well, they've actually got their second victory in 3 weeks. So they are going to ascend up the ladder in depending on what happened in the Curry game against South Newcastle. So Central with their second victory of the season by 24 points to 20. Disappointing for Maitland. And we are going to see you back next week here on Bar TV. It's been great to have your company in the real NRL.
It doesn't matter if you do it in a man cave, in your van, on your couch, with a painted face. Whatever it is, just get behind your team.
Newcastle.
Go the Knights.
Go Barra.
With your favourite cold one in your hand. Our passion, our game, our beer. Tui's new, for the love of footy.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
Swimming,
basketball,
Netball,
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.